Hello and welcome, my name is Terry. Today we're going to be doing a mic technique that is referred to as the Fredman technique. It is famous for being on At the Gates albums. It is also most famously the tone for the In Flames album Clayman. And it is just a great sounding technique. It has its own thing going on, and I don't know, it almost gives you a guitar tone that you don't even have to EQ. Back to a blend of two SM57s, and that blend was one that was on axis, right on the cone, and then one that was 55 degrees off axis, like this, pointed straight at the cone, this off the cone going in. Then blending those two mics and summing them as one thing. So that's what we are going to do. I'm going to be doing that through my Mesa Rectiverb, through a 212 Mesa rectifier cabinet, which has 12-inch Celestion vintage 30s in it. And I'm going to be playing my 1982 Kramer Focus with an EMG 81 in the bridge. So this is about, as metal of a tone as you can get. Okay. So here we have our Mesa 212, and it is on its side, and I have it on a chair so that it gets even a little bit more isolation from the room that is across the way. But I'm going to set my two mics up in here. One has to be directly over the cone, which we can see the cone there. And we are right over the cone. See that cone in there? Yeah. We are directly over that with this one. And then this guy is 55 degrees of an angle away from him. So let's take a look from the top. And we should look like that. So there's about 2 inches or so. I'd say 2 finger widths is a good way, about 2 finger widths away. It's about 2 inches from the grill. It's a good starting point, at least. You don't want to get it too close, you start getting too much bass. Proximity effect, you get with dynamic mics. So it should look like that from the top, and it should look like this when you're here. So hopefully that's a decent visual explanation of what you want to see. Again, we used this 82 Kramer. It is one knob, which is a volume knob, a Goto Floyd Rose, a EMG 81, cocked for whatever reason back in the day, I don't know. And then there ain't nothing else to this thing. And then that's going through my Mesa, which is going through an ISP decimator and a pitch black tuner. And that's the signal chain. So this Ibanez is not hooked up. Tube screamer, and this is just a box of crap. So alright. Good enough for me. For what we're doing here, that'll work. So let's duplicate these so that I have a left and a right. Get the full-on experience. And And these should be duplicated exactly the same. So now I'll have the one I just did on your left side, and my new track I'm tracking will be on the right side. Let's do it. Not bad. Let's check this out. We have a Fredman on axis and off axis, and then the right versions of these. And let's just listen to them. And when we go up and down on the fader, we're going to notice a drastic change in the EQ, and that's what we want. This is so you can blend it to your taste. There's no right answer on this, but I'm looking for clarity and a full range of EQ. So I think that is pretty sexual, and let's go ahead and we're going to sum that. So again, show this on another video, but we're going to go through it again. If you want to input record in Pro Tools, you need to make a track, and we need that track to have an input. So let's just go shiz. Bus 18. We're just going to name this so we don't lose it again. Print track. Because that's what we're doing. We're going to print. Now, we want to set the input record and arm it. Solo it out with these two so it's all we hear. At least that's the way I like to do it. And let's set our outputs, which is these bottom, to print track. Now it's going to go out of these two into that one, and you're going to sum it into this one, so you have one fader. I love that sound. That is amazing. So let's go up here and we'll highlight this, and then we will print this out. So here we go. Okie doke. Now you know what we're going to do. We're just going to do that again. And we'll use the same bus. Let's disarm all this stuff. And we'll give these no output because we're not going to use them anymore. In fact, let's get rid of them. Deleted. I don't need them no more. I got my Fredman left. And we'll pan them left for the future. You know what I'm saying? Now we got our on axis, this duplicated one, that's the second performance. Let's go ahead and we will get that going to our print track. There she is. And then send it to a print track. And print track for the input of this guy, which we're going to name Fredman. Right. And let's record it. Hit record. Here we go. We're about to make a baby with our 2 tracks. It's gonna make a little cool. You know what? This guitar tone is just so sexual. It's making me very happy to listen to it. So let's get rid of our other tracks. And you can keep these around if you wanted to. You know, just like our tracks up here. This is the same song I did when I did the, we should call these I5. This was I5 and D6. That's what it was. It was from our other video. And I5 and D6 blend. You should go watch that video. I advise that you do. It's a good video. It's another mic technique. But let's see. Now that we got these panned left and right, let's listen to what they sound like in a mix, huh? Right, and that's no EQ. Like these ones over here, we mixed, and they're going through some routing. They have EQ, they have compression, they have reverb, they have low end limiting, all kinds of stuff going on there. What do they sound like? I don't know, I like this Fredman better. I mean, yeah, definitely. If I was, for this song, if I was to go through and pick a mic technique, I'd already be veering down the road towards the Fredman because of the fact that it's just way more clear in the mid-range. There's just something about this technique, and I ain't a scientist or nothing. Not to the degree where I know exactly how these frequencies are phasing each other out, but they definitely do phase each other out, and by that I mean stuff is getting canceled out that is not supposed to be there, and that's why you don't have to EQ this as much. And there's a little top end on this that I might get rid of. There's always some 4K and some 2K, like right in this range that your ears are a little sensitive to, and you know, you just want to get rid of a little bit of that. It's pretty balanced though. I mean, there's like one. I mean, it's part of our sound though. Like the high end's kind of phased. Yeah, maybe you get rid of some of this. I don't know. Maybe you don't. A lot of this mud isn't there. But, you know, you can get rid of some of this mud. Maybe just balance this a little bit. Doesn't need much. All right, well there you go, kids. I hope that you take this technique and you bring it to your house and you test it out and you figure stuff out and you have a good time. One more time though, let's listen to our old one. Not our old one, I guess, but the one we did on the last video. We'll take this processing off and see like what is actually going on here. And if you didn't watch the other video, this is a Audix i5 and a D6, and you can watch how I did the other video. It's just a different guitar tone. All of them together sounds pretty good too, man. Jeez.